Hello and welcome to a very special Valentine's Day edition over here at 100 Yards Football. Now today we're going to be talking about the 2020 recruiting class for the University of Alabama Crimson Tide. Now joining me when breaking down these top 10 prospects, we have Mr. Vincent Turner.
How you doing today, sir?
Doing pretty good myself, getting ready for tonight, Valentine's Day, that's one thing. Now
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Turner, we got 10 of the top Alabama recruits right here. We'll name some of them off and just give me what little one-liners, what you think about them.
Yes,
Up
sir.
first, Bryce Young, dual threat quarterback.
Well, when you talk about the Alabama recruiting class, they were really over the last, I want to say 5 or 6 years under Nick Saban, been at the top of the board. This class here is really, a lot of people ranked number 2 behind the University of Georgia.
Sure.
But I would really have to argue that there's some players in this class that I think when we look at this class from 3 to 4 years down the road are going to be playing at a high level in the NFL. And I'm going to start with the quarterback, Bryce Young. What more can you say? A quality guy. Comes from a quality family, played at a big-time program in Matter Day out there in the Los Angeles area. His head coach, Bruce Rollinson, said that he was the best quarterback that's ever came through that program. And when you look at that program, this same program that's produced Matt Leinart, a Heisman Trophy winner, J.T. Daniels, who was starting at USC, and Mike Barkley, who was a fourth-round NFL draft pick. What I like about Mr. Young, everything. He's a guy that mostly he's a dual threat guy, threw for 58 touchdowns this year, over 4,000 yards passing. But most of all, this is an ironic thing, and this is why I think he's going to come in and start as a true freshman at University of Alabama. He called his own plays. And that's really hard to do. And I'm going to say the most important factor. At the All-American Bowl, they say his passing ability, it was so accurate, the ball wasn't even hitting the ground. So this is a very mature young man, one of the most explosive freshmen to ever step on any college campus, and I think he's going to be roll tide when he steps on campus this year at the University of Alabama.
Fans got a lot to look forward to with him. What you like about Brian Branch out of Sandy Creek?
To me, athletic.
Yes, sir.
A guy, when you look at his film, he's making one-hand catches playing safety. He's making one-hand catches playing wide receiver. He's got everything you want as a safety. I'd say he's got that Ed Reed quality. A guy that's going to make plays. To me, he's the second best player that's came out of the high school program outside Calvin Johnson, and he's going to be a guy that's going to play very early for the Crimson Tide.
5-star defensive end Chris Braswell out of Maryland. What you like?
From a good school, St. Francis, one of the top private schools in the Baltimore area. What more can you say? Lean guy, about 6'3", 220, got that quick first step. But what I like about him is versatility. He can drop in the coverage. And when you look at Alabama, he's a guy that's going to come in and be in the same line of all the great linebackers I've had over the last few years. And Rashawn Evans, C.J. Mosley, Reuben Foster, he's in that same class.
That's it. What about Jace McClellan out of Texas, running back?
What more can you say? This is a guy that was committed to Oklahoma for 2 years. I don't know how Nick Saban pulled this out, but when you look at it, he's everything about a Texas running back you want. Vision, power, production, over 6,000 yards in his career. And most of all, when you look at the long line of great running backs that came out of the state of Texas, I put him in the same class, Earl Campbell, that came out of Tyler. Billy Sims, that played out of Hooks, Texas. Adrian Peterson, that came out of Pakistan. He's just in the long line of great backs out of the University of Texas.
Got some big shoes to fill.
Out of the state of Texas. And going to be doing this thing at Alabama.
I can see it. William Anderson out of Hampton, Georgia. What you got?
Well, he's out of the Atlanta metro area. Today we got a coach who's probably seen him play that's going in the audience today, Mr. Kevin Jones, head coach of Mount Zion. He can probably tell me a little bit after we finish this video. But the young man, all I can say is rush the passer, 23 sacks as a senior. Quality football player, a guy that can really get to the pass, quick first step, everything you want in the edge rusher.
Yes, sir. We got Demoy Kennedy, the outside linebacker from Theodore, Alabama, and Theodore High School.
I like this young man right here. 6'3", 215 pounds, very violent.
Yes, sir.
All you got to do is look at his game film. He's really knocking people out. Powerful, strong, tremendous tackler. Remind me of this player that committed to Auburn back in the early 2000s, a guy named Trey Blackman that was out of LaGrange. Same type of ability, really violent. When Mr. Kennedy hits you, you going down. Comes out of Theodore High School. You know who came out of there?
Who came out of there?
Mr. C.J. Mosley, another great football player out of that Mobile area. And when I say this, Mr. Kennedy is going to play early for Alabama.
Now, also in the Alabama area, we got Jackson Bratton. What you like?
Man, out of Muscle Shoals.
Yes, sir. Muscle Shoals.
6'3", 230. Really improved this past year. Got everything you want as far as inside linebacker, sideline to sideline speed, tremendous instincts.
Yes, sir.
What I like about him is he's a baseball player. Puts me in the same mind of another guy. I'm throwing history out there. Remember Kirk Gibson?
Yes,
There was
sir.
an All-American wide receiver at Michigan State. Went on, had a great career with Detroit Tigers in the Los Angeles Dodgers.
sir.
He's that same type of athlete. Same built, 6'3",
I
225.
can see it. Now, holding it down at the center, we got Seth McLaughlin out of Buford.
Versatile.
sir.
What do we have to say about the Bruford program first? Probably one of the top, I want to say, 8 high school football programs in the
see it.
country. Probably one of the top 3 here in the state of Georgia, Mr. McLaughlin. One word I can describe about him, versatile.
Yes, sir.
Played every line position this year with Bruford, but most of all, he played on a team and was on the offensive line that was really the mainstay of a team that had averaged almost 400 yards rushing.
Right.
So that's saying a lot for Mr. McLaughlin. He's going to be a guy who's going to come in again, one of the talented freshmen that's going to play early, I think, at Alabama.
I can see it. We got Drew Sanders out of Billy Ryan High School in Denton, Texas. What you like?
One of the best
Yes, sir.
athletes that's coming in
sir.
college football this year. He was another Oklahoma commit for 2 years. What more can you say? This guy's 6'5", 240 pounds, played every position on his high school team. What I liked about him, I was watching film on some of these camps, and really they're saying he's going to get the Alabama play, maybe defensive end and linebacker,
see it.
but man, tight end. I'm talking about the hands on these young men are
6'5".
outstanding. And then another thing, he's really comparable to Lyndon Vanden Esch, who's right now playing with the Cowboys, athletic from a defensive standard position, but he's very athletic. I'm going to throw a name out here, and he puts me in the mind of LeVar Harrington. Kid that came out of Pittsburgh, played at Penn State, first-round draft pick for the Redskins, that type of athletic ability. So Mr. Sanders is an athlete, and like I say, he was one of the top 10 players in the country.
Yes, sir. Last one we got, Mr. Ty Jones Bell out of Miami, Florida, 5'11", 185. What you got?
Hey, all I can say is this: Nick Saban loves South Florida in
There you
that
go.
wide receiver position. And over the years, there's been some great receivers that came out of there and has done real well at Alabama. Can I say Amari Cooper, Miami Northwest? Can I say Calvin Ridley out of Delray? A man here recently, Jerry Jeudy. Mr. Bell comes from that area. Carroll City, another prominent high school program. Looking at his film last night, he's a guy that can beat separation, explosive in space. I'm looking for him to really play early since Mr. Judy's declared for the NFL along with Henry Ruggs III. He's another guy that's going to come in and keep that passing game going for the University of Alabama.
Yes, sir. And, we hope all 10 of these recruits can contribute very well to the University of Alabama and the Crimson Tide and get them back to their winning ways with Nick Saban. Now, be sure if you like this video to like, comment, and share with your special loved ones today right here on Valentine's Day. I'm Logan Landers along with Vincent Turner right here on 100 Yards of Football.